Hi, I'm Mike Skramstad of cdocs.com and welcome to the tip of the day. In this video, we want to talk about cement retained implant restorations. Specifically, how do you handle the minimal thickness problem that the last couple software version gives us when you're trying to design your abutment. Now, if you look on the screen here, we have a custom abutment on tooth number 13. It's getting ready to be split. I designed it full contour. And when I go ahead and split this restoration into a custom abutment and a crown, what you're going to notice is I have minimal thickness issues both on the mesial and the distal. Now, if you try to move forward to the manufacture phase, the software is going to give you an error and says, do you want the software to automatically take care of it or not? The answer is generally always no. You want to try to fix this in the software. So let me give you some tips on how to do this. The very first thing that I would check is always going to be your parameters. Check the local parameters and make sure your shoulder thickness is 600 microns. It defaults to 1,000 microns, so if it's at 1,000, making it to 600 is going to give you a little bit more thickness. Okay, the bigger the shoulder, the more minimal thickness problems you're going to have. The next thing that we're going to want to do is go into the scale tool. Now, with the scale tool, we can use scale occlusal hole, we can use scale radial hole. We want to start with scale occlusal hole just to give us a little bit lower chimney, give us more Emax thickness over the top. The next thing that we're going to do, and a very, very important thing, is use the scale hole smooth out. So if you happen to get little spikes on the margins or little defects, this is what the smooth out function is actually for. So you see these little defects that I purposely created. If I go to scale hole and smooth out, you can see it takes care of those automatically. So we always want to do the scale hole smooth out occlusally, but most importantly, radially. You can see when I did the scale hole radial here, it actually took care of that mesial minimal thickness issue by changing just slightly the contour of that axial surface. So step number one is you want to check your parameters. Step number two, you're going to do the scale radial. And the very next thing you're going to do is we have to turn on the model. We have to see where the margin of the abutment is in relation to the tissue. Now, if you look very closely, you can see that distal, the margin is a little bit subgingival. So as you raise the margin, you're going to make the axial wall just a little bit thicker. So as I raise that distal up above or supergingival, you're going to get rid of some of that minimal thickness issue. So go ahead and move these margins a little bit where they need to be all the way through. And if you still have a little minimal thickness, I can use the scale radial, not scale hole, just scale radial, to slightly make that shoulder size a little bit smaller on the distal. So hopefully these 3 tips on how to address the minimal thickness problem with custom abutments will help you, and thank you. For more tips like these, please visit us at cdocs.com. Thank you.